welcome to my channel and this week's video. My name is Mallory, an American military wife living in Germany. Every week I get on here and share with you guys what it's like to live overseas as an American, and you can hear my dog Zoe growling in the background. Just as a quick reminder, if you are not subscribed yet, which a lot of you are not, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate it, and give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. So let's get into this week's video. We are talking about the winter blues. It's not a very happy topic, but I want to talk about it because it is relevant, very timely right now as I'm filming this video, and it's something that needs to be talked about because you don't want it to become a real problem, a big problem. Okay, just a little bit about my first winter in Germany. I have gone through one full winter here. I got here last mid-December, so right before the winter solstice when you have the shortest day of the year. And I'm preparing for my second full winter in Germany, and I'm going through my first autumn right now, which to me feels like winter already because I am a Texan. I was born and bred in Texas, and I'm not used to going weeks at a time without seeing the sun. Last year after I got here, I looked up what an equivalent latitude would be to Germany, where we're at in Germany, and I found out that our latitude is about the same as Newfoundland, Canada. And that's like, whoa. Okay, Canada's way up there, and that's it's crazy. It's so far north, and it really put things in perspective on how far north we are and how close we are to the Arctic Circle. Maybe it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but to me, it's a big deal. Near the winter solstice last year, which was again just like a week after I got here, or less than a week, it was getting dark before 5 p.m. I have never experienced that in my whole life, ever. I've never lived far north enough to experience that. And even during the day, the sun would never fully rise. I describe it as the sun is hugging the horizon the entire day. And even at 10 o'clock a.m., it feels like the sun just rose, which it really did like a couple hours ago. And then it just kind of hugs the horizon all day. You are waiting for it to rise, and it never does. And it's really weird. And then about 2 to 3 p.m., it starts going down, and before 5, it's dark. So yes, I am a Texan, and I'm used to a lot of sunlight and warmer temperatures, which the cold doesn't bother me too much. It's more the lack of sun. I can deal with cold if there's sunlight streaming down. That's fine with me. Also, something to note that I didn't know before getting here is that Europe falls back to standard time a week before the US does. So right now we're in our first week of standard time, but the US is still on daylight savings time. And then we spring forward a week after the United States does. So because of that, we have 2 less weeks than the US of daylight savings time. So you're already getting less sunlight because of that as well. I did write a blog post about this topic, about the things I'm about to talk about. So if you prefer learning in reading form, you can go check that blog post out. I will have it linked below. Okay, so let's talk about the winter blues. That gives you some context into where I'm coming from with this topic. The winter blues it's not a clinical diagnosis, okay? A clinical diagnosis would be SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. This is an actual mental condition that is caused by lack of sunlight, okay? I'm not a doctor, I am just a nurse, so I'm not coming at this from a medical perspective, but I am just coming at it from a facts perspective. If you are finding yourself feeling depressed, like legitimately depressed, only when it's cold outside, and you're not depressed during the summer, you may want to go to your doctor and get evaluated for SAD. okay? Because you don't want to let that fester if you're having real depression symptoms and it's interfering with your ability to function. These tips are for you too, but I don't want you to rely only on these things. You need to get evaluated. Maybe medication is necessary, but maybe not in many circumstances. So that's just a little disclaimer on this. What are the winter blues? It's kind of like a small version of seasonal affective disorder. So you are being affected by lack of sunlight. I mean, that's just natural. You know, we need the sun for many different reasons. But the winter blues would be feeling down, feeling blue, feeling a little bit sluggish or fatigued, maybe a little sad sometimes, but not depressed. The sadness is not interfering with your ability to function. So it wouldn't be depression necessarily. But it's just that kind of like a little bit of a cloud hanging over your head. And I know that feeling well. That's important to pay attention to, even though the winter blues is not a clinical diagnosis. So how do we address the winter blues? Okay. And these are going to be all things that you can do at home that are natural and that are safe. The first thing that I recommend doing when you PCS to Germany is to buy a sun lamp. If you don't already have one. Maybe you're coming from Alaska and you already have one. That's great. But if you don't have one, please get one like pronto if you are coming in the winter or close to the winter. You can get these really small, cute ones. Ours is like a tablet. It's tablet sized, and so it's really easy to travel with. And we bought this at Saturn, which is the German equivalent of Best Buy, but you can go on Amazon. There's all different types. So just check out, see what's in your budget and what you want to spend. I recommend turning on the sun lamp first thing in the morning, exposing yourself to it at least in the morning, but preferably throughout the day when you might normally be getting sunlight. You can, have it on into the evening, but make sure to turn it off within 2 to 3 hours of going to bed, because you don't want that interfering with your ability to produce melatonin. You don't want your brain to think it's like light all day, all night. So you want your brain to start powering down like 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. So make sure to turn it off at that time. I'm just noticing this tag. Oh, that's gonna bother me. Dang it, I must be moving around. Okay, whatever, people won't care, right? You won't care, right? Okay, the second way to beat the winter blues naturally is to use vitamin D supplementation. Now, I do say this with a bit of caution, but let's talk about vitamin D first. Vitamin D is more like a hormone than it is a vitamin, okay? But we call it vitamin D, and it's probably always gonna stay that way. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in our overall health, but it can really affect our mental functioning and our immune system. And if you are too low in vitamin D, that alone can make you feel sluggish, fatigued, and even have depressed feelings. The best way to get vitamin D is from the sun. Our body synthesizes, it makes the vitamin D from sunlight. However, if you don't have sun, you're not going to be creating vitamin D in that way. So supplementation is oftentimes necessary for people who are living in a northern climate. However, my caution is to get your levels tested before starting supplementation. If you're taking a normal multivitamin, usually those have a little bit of vitamin D, but it's negligible, so it won't make that big of a difference. Get your levels tested so you know how low you are, or if you are low, you may be fine. But then your doctor will be able to tell you more accurately how much I use to take every day. You don't want to take too much vitamin D because unlike B vitamins and C vitamin, you don't pee out vitamin D. It is stored in your fat cells and it can build up and cause toxicity in your body, and that's not good. So you just want to be cautious with that. The liquid form of vitamin D is the most absorbable. I take Seeking Health. I like them, not sponsored by them, but you can get this brand in Germany, and I will have a link below on a place where you can get it. Okay, the third way to beat the winter blues naturally is to exercise. I need to do it more often myself, but exercising naturally boosts your endorphins and makes you feel better. You could do running if you enjoy that, lifting weights, even walking your dog briskly. That can really help your endorphin levels. I found myself walking Zoe more often during last winter than I did during the summer. So it's just because like you want to get out and you want to be moving more than when it's really hot outside. Way number 4 to beat the winter blues naturally is to use essential oils. If you know me in real life, you know I'm an essential oil fanatic, kind of, pretty much. And I use essential oils in all parts of my life, but they are really great for boosting your mood and helping in this way. So some essential oils you might consider for diffusing, which is where it sprays out into the air and the little droplets hang in the air for a bit, are things like citrus oils, lemon, orange, peppermint is really great. Also basil, that's been a new favorite to diffuse of mine. You could also diffuse oils for the brain like frankincense and rosemary. You can also apply those same oils topically. Put it on your wrist, and then you can also smell it. You could put it on the base of your neck, which is like near the brain stem, so it can affect your brain. And then finally, you can use certain essential oils internally. And I am talking specifically about the doTERRA brand. That is the brand that I use and recommend. And I am not recommending any other types of oils for this kind of therapeutic use, especially internal. So some essential oils that would be safe to ingest from doTERRA in small amounts would be, again, brain oils like frankincense, rosemary, and turmeric. That's one of my new favorites from doTERRA. The 5th way to beat the winter blues naturally is to eat a healthy diet. This is a no-brainer at any time of the year, but especially during the winter months. First of all, we are more susceptible to getting sick during this time. There's more things going around. We are tempted to eat less healthy, which lowers our immune system. So eat healthy for that reason, but then also it affects your mental health as well. Something that my husband and I have recently been incorporating into our daily diet is homemade green juice. It is so delicious. And it's not just straight spinach. You have other things in there like cucumber and apple and pineapple. And it makes this really delicious blend of fruits and veggies that can really boost your nutritional status and help you feel really good. Also, staying away from refined sugar and caffeine can go a really long way to helping your mental health. You're not going to be experiencing those jitters or those blood sugar plunges or spikes that can just make you feel awful. Just have a healthy diet. That'll really help you out during this winter season. Finally, the 6th way to beat the winter blues is to be social. And I'm preaching to the choir here because I really need to be better about socializing and getting myself out there instead of just staying at home all the time and working, right? Or if you're a mom, a stay-at-home mom, you know what it's like to just get sucked into the everyday thing of dealing with your kids and not having adult conversation every day. So some ideas for this winter. Go to the Christmas markets. They are the best thing. I was so excited last year to be here for the Christmas markets, and this year I'm gonna have even more time to go to Christmas markets, so those are really fun. Plan a bonfire with your friends or have people over for dinner, or have like a dinner party where you like hop from one house to another. I've never done that, but they sound really fun. Go to spouse events, go to military spouse events. Check out ACS. At least ours in Wiesbaden, they're always having events where they are taking spouses like on walking tours of Wiesbaden or neighboring cities. And they're completely free. You don't have to pay for it, just like for, I think, transportation and meals, if you eat anything while you're out. So those are really good opportunities. And then finally, of course, travel when you can. Take advantage of those 4-day weekends or even just quick weekend getaways and go and try something new, like a winter sport. My husband and I, one of our winter goals this year is to do skiing lessons. We really want to go down to Bavaria and do that. So that can be something that you can put on your calendar and have to look forward to when you're having like a really gloomy day. All right, so those are my tips for beating the winter blues. And even if you don't live in Germany, but you live in the northern United States or Canada, you can use these tips as well, of course. It's not just for those of us in Germany, but I know for a lot of us, especially because a lot of military bases are in the south of the United States, It may be a really hard transition coming from like Arizona or Texas or even North Carolina and coming to Germany. I mean, we came from North Carolina to Germany, and it was an adjustment trying to adjust to the way things are here in the winter. It's just so different. So take this as encouragement that there are things that you can do for yourself to make things better. So leave me a comment below on what you are most interested in trying this winter, or if you have any tips on beating the winter blues, leave that in a comment below. All right, so that is all I have for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And until next week, take care, everybody. Bye.